This is One Pot Show with Triple A on Sierra Network Radio.
This na fantasy series, the One Pot Show with Triple A. Get at the pande, make we all can pull the One Pot na Sierra Network Radio with Triple A.
You're listening to Triple A on Sierra Network Radio.
Sierra Network Radio, all day, every day.
Today, we deal with a very sensitive topic, where na road safety na Sierra Leone. And me and you, we they on social media. You know how much pictures then can go around of road accidents them where they occur na Salone. And 2 weeks back, Sierra Leone have been joined other countries then at the world for remember the Road Safety Day. And back in January, I be get opportunity for go na the Road Safety Authority building in Sierra Leone. That particular day, then be commissioned some tow trucks and some patrol vehicles them. Where I be there for the event. After that, I be talk to a few people them. Today on, I go just bring one interview I be do with the man we responsible for road safety. The person we responsible for road safety. I be engage him. I talk to him, and now so the conversation go. Just listen. And right after that, we go carry it with panelists then. And also we go open the phone line where you self go get opportunity where you go call and take part in the show. Just listen to the man who is responsible for road safety in Sierra Leone.
Yeah, I'm Major Thomas Sandy. I'm the Acting Director of Safety and Enforcement at the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority.
So, Major as in the military?
Yes, I'm here on secondment. I'm a serving major in the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, and we were tasked to train the traffic wardens, then who now refer to as road safety corps. So after their training, then bring me on secondment to the authority for continue with the good work we don't start.
So no wonder we see that wonderful parade performance today. So now this not the reason. That was a good job, sir.
Yeah, thank
that
you.
was a good job, and I believe say people that will be no traffic warden, if they see them now and see what they do today, they're gonna be amazed.
Indeed.
And I was. Yes, I be don't talk to the executive director the time when be changed the name and everything. And what happened with the change of uniform now?
Well, it go with the change of name as well. According to the UN Decade of Action Plan, then Deen fit say all country forget a lead agency in road safety business.
Okay.
So we now concentrate more on safety instead of road transport. So that then precipitated the change of name from road transport to road safety. Where we key about the safety of the people in countrywide, because all men fall under that category, either a driver, a passenger, or a pedestrian. You must fall under one of those categories. So safety now key issue. Talking about the uniforms, you will agree with me, say if you're working in the field, white not to the ideal uniform, of course. This one is unarguable. That's one. Then secondly, the Federal Road Safety Corps of Nigeria, we don't start road safety business even before the start of the UN Decade of Action Plan. They are acclaimed by United Nations to be one of the best in the sub-region.
Okay.
So they take them as mentors, all right? We look at their own practice, the type of uniform that they use, and get about 7 different types of uniform then. We just choose two among
because since I come now two as
yes, for meet international standard.
Okay.
The executive director will get dream for the prospect or improvement of they think for add one more set of the uniform for like a patrol suit, get pocket on the side, a long sleeve, things like that. But the uniform are for meet to international standard, like I tell you earlier, for mentors.
Safety don't be a lot of issues in Salone lately. we see a lot of increase in road accidents. Where I talked to the person we responsible for the fitness, he tell me say the last 2016 statistics we come on, the accident rate fall compared to 2014, 2015, stuff like that. But one thing we make a lot of people they notice now the misuse of social media. That's what Mickey always say, because when people get accident, it damage, these days people take people photos and just share it just like that with any respect. So because of the misuse of social media, now they make we they see all this accident the way they be. Even the start of this year, one don't already take place. I think now the provinces, the road to the provinces. So you as the acting man with in charge of safety, waiting now your worries.
If I can answer a question directly before I expand,
Yeah.
my worries, putting it straight, is the compliance level of the public.
Okay.
That's our biggest headache. Because if one reach the goal of prosperity, what they talk about, now a three-way approach, all right? Government, indeed, they do well in terms of doing the roads.
Okay.
That's one, and on it for preach to you, you see in it.
Yeah.
Doing good policies as well. We stand in the middle as law enforcement officials. The police, the road safety corps, any other law enforcement officials stand in the middle for get it right. The third party is the public, then compliance level. That's why we're having a big problem. Because they do best by doing public sensitizations.
Okay.
We're on TV every Tuesday and Sunday. They do public outreach. The other time, the executive director Sesay go na where we lost Alfajor. Herself with the team go na Tipago na Godrich and talk to the truck drivers.
Okay.
Because we discover at the end say the person who even killed a football legend when I promising star for the country, not even get a driver license. So that na me worries the compliance of the public. But as I say earlier, I just expand a little.
Yeah, expand, yeah.
We put on beaucoup strategies where even comparatively for the past 4 years, accidents reduced during this festive season for the past 4 years, looking at from December 12th to January 2nd. Because we conduct snap operations. Once a snap operation, we go like Waterloo Mashaka Highway, we erect a point, we do like 3 days, 3 nights, check for driver who no get license, check for vehicle who get smooth tires, check for all things that would lead to road traffic crash, and try for mitigate, So people know that, then try for put their house in order, correct issues, make sure if you no get driving license, no drive, things like that. We also do an Godrich Toke Highway, when are the two areas, and then they will get frequent movement of vehicles during festive season. So I think at the end we will achieve what we want to achieve. So if we see that is working, then now we don't can get more tow trucks. I think we are going to bring sanity into this country for all reach the prosperity goal they sing about. The only point is everybody has got a role to play for all reach that level there.
Waiting bring the desire for me to get to truck.
That don't be one of the limitations over the period where they relate to the executive director. There could be get 2 tow trucks where we're not able to conduct operations them like concurrently. The operation they go on the east, they go on the west, they go on upline. Because we get 1 or 2 tow truck. After 2 or 3 weeks, one go broke down. So we are constrained in that respect, and we pass that message to them. And since he get passion for road safety business, he go out as she could for law able get them to talk. I will help greatly in both revenue collection, increasing or enhancing road safety, bringing prosperity and sanity in the road traffic sector. Lots of stuff when are goodies for the country.
So when we don't see them to talk here, are they still going to be clamping vehicles or clamp done at all now?
Well, now a process. Okay. Even before they tow vehicle, they clamp it first.
Okay.
If you're parked in a prohibited parking area, they clamp you. If you not come for retrieve the vehicle on time, that's when we end up towing it. The main reason we make a tow vehicle, one, sometimes a park sideway they obstruct movement. Secondly, if we clamp it on the vehicle, then the responsibility of that vehicle lies with us. So if something goes wrong overnight, it's our responsibility. Okay. So we're not going to risk them for left the clamp day. We'll end up towing it to one of our impound yards. So now a process of clamping and towing. So both
still. Okay. I think then they make a lot of sense. One thing I want to ask you, now we don't get to truck in the country. Let's say me, for example, I break down. I want to call Una for can tow me truck. Is that possible?
Yes, of course. Even before now, the few tow trucks that we don't get, will be the render that services there countrywide.
Okay.
Some NGOs can ride to go to them truck from Poloko. Some man they ride for go client compound at Bulbafos, etc., etc. It has been going on. It will just be more effective now since we have more resources for handle that.
Okay, so you say right. So now apply post and get for apply, or you have to make a phone call, and there's a charge to it because then they all go up for bringing revenue to say like somebody break down and now say before una can tow for me, let me call una. Then una tow me truck, can go na so and so garage for me. Then we know say now by miles would they pay, now by whatever by distance, and I think then they go bring a lot of revenue back to the authority. One thing I notice a lot of Poda drivers they're not safety concerned. And a lot of taxi drivers a lot of commercial drivers, they're not safety concerned. And that worries me a little. Where it be say, then where they carry a lot of people now they not even care. Then go come, okay, let's say you go come, you park, but you pulling it back now do. Like say we one left, it go be easy for them. So waiting una at the safety people waiting una they do for them commercial drivers there.
That aspect they will go for increased enforcement. Nothing where they bother me, just like I express them.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, the one by Regent Street Circular Road, the park now the main junction they come out Regent Street can join Circular Road. Are they BNM, 2 vehicles BNM, all man they hooting, not care. They load conveniently. I had to get down and knock the Poda on the side. I say, come up from this place. You know, so they say, I'm a park at it. Can you imagine? So he does not even understand what he's saying. You know, so that the enforcement will get for increase on, and I believe still will succeed. The public sensitization is ongoing, but it will go side by side with the enforcement, because when you are fined, you go pay 400,000 for something where na silly attitude on your part. The next thing you go do.
Because waiting mean our taloade. So like most of the time they can't go back at night. One of the other thing, waiting me at the bring them here to you know the safety man. One of the other thing where I see them like for drive with high beam. I don't know waiting una get for put in place for that day, but people like to drive with high beam. Then just feel where you get the light now for open them all, but you don't put the next man where they come in life at jeopardy, because if he blind and not see, then the accidents go come out. I don't know waiting.
I wish if I don't listen 2 or 3 of we SLBC programs.
Okay.
That's what I always end up with, because 70% of the road traffic crashes are being caused by human factor.
Yeah.
Drunk driving, non-compliance with road traffic regulation, overspeeding, etc., etc. 70%. About 20% are mechanical faults, either smooth tires, your brake is not working well, etc. The other 10% fall under weather. We cover the high beam. If it's after 7, last start. If it's raining heavily, make sure you don't go out. Stay at home. When the rain subsides, you go out. If you are out and it's raining heavily so much that you could not see, park very well and relax. Your life comes first. Now, if they use the light, make sure you dim, because you don't know the vision capacity or capability of your opposing.
Yeah, the next man, yeah.
And if you blind and like you say, you know, see, he'll be guessing. He can send down a creek or a ditch or something where they cause damage to both in life and in vehicle. That's always what I end with. But like you said, maybe the sensitization will play a part, but for us to really succeed, it should go side by side with the enforcement.
Yeah, definitely.
I think in that particular respect, night operations therefore help. Since 2 patrol vehicles there among the lots where come the tow trucks, we will embark on some night patrols to curb or mitigate those types of stuff.
Yeah. Within your vision for 2017.
My vision for 2017, I foresee a very clean. When I say clean, I mean the streets clean off then abandoned vehicles wey like for parking and prohibited parking areas. Then for go with the executive director and Brima as well, we want get an organized parking system within Freetown or the CBD if you like. That get a lot of goodies. One, it will make the place get sanity, because now if you're driving within town or you're walking on foot, you don't enjoy yourself. You just not enjoy yourself because the cluster or non-compliance with parking. Then so if we embark on that, it will help follow get sanity in that respect. It will even create job or employment for the youths acting as car valets. They will pay themselves. People they pay because the street they were wide enough. We can take parking like Boston Street, House Street on one way, can mark parking on both sides, like they do in informed countries. It will bring revenue, and if help to employ people, then it bring enjoyment, or you enjoying your drive, things like that. So I want to see a very nice, clean city. We'll start our operation 2015. We'll call Operation Clean Up for Road Safety. We've been very successful. I'll give you a booklet about them.
Okay.
Where an observer group in the O3, civil society observer group, where they see a lot of stuff we'll do. But it's like the people don't go back.
Right.
All routes will be clear. They don't go back. Because they focus on the derelict vehicles. Of course, derelict vehicle are vehicles where they're in a very poor condition. Because of disuse or neglect. So why for even the day? It been get beaucoup negative aspects. One, they pose health hazard because they turn the dirty box, they go wet and then they turn breeding ground for mosquitoes. Criminal use it as hideout, so drug people and bag and phone at night. They use it as illegal sex place. So clear most of them vehicle and they will have been very successful operation. And we are just having 2 or 3 tow trucks. Now we are well equipped like this. I think more kudos therefore go to the authority, because we are ready to work for the authority for bring the country name high.
Whenever people talk about safety, transport safety, always then what a key trailer then can come to effect, then can actually I don't see a lot of them I don't know why they're still in the road. So within Nayuyon area in low see them what a key trailer them way. Some the tires them, it's just awful.
You seem to be informed before you can take this venture. I appreciate your interview because you are touching on the points that are very close to our hearts. Last year, we intend to conduct an operation we will codename Operation Safer Vehicles. We'll start the whole process in July. We'll write to stakeholders, where the key among the stakeholders will direct the letter to Salone Ports Authority, because in informed countries, and not like say advanced countries, who self-advance in thoughts or what, but they are more informed, maybe they do the right thing. It's just about information. We write to Salone Ports Authority, because in informed country, like I say, the key itself gets standard. You vehicle where they come for take container, we get weight. You will not even enter the key in the first place.
Exactly.
So they then get parts for play for help with. So directed that letter to them, copying all key stakeholders, including the Minister of Transport and Aviation, Salone Motor Drivers Union, Indigenous Transport Association, etc., etc. That was the first stage. The second stage, you get a form where because we get the mandate for prohibit vehicles where no roadworthy from complying according to the road traffic regulations. So we get a form we call Form 18. We serve the vehicle owner and tell them in defects them way for correct and give a timeline. And tell us if you not correct us at that time, you go prohibit the vehicle from plying. That's taking it off the road completely. Yeah. If you are go turn and scrap metal and sell them, but that vehicle will not ply again. We did that. We issue about 54 of those forms.
Prohibition.
Yeah, the forms to the key. They are about 29 to then do Azak Poda get the metal seats, Tengbetown, you know. Then time expires sometime in October, November. We see small improvement in some of them in their defects. Then it can coincide with increase in fuel. Here being a low-income country, we're not going to like overstress the people. I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
And from security advice we had, so we differ a little. But the first half of this year, because we started the process already, we're going to enforce it because the safety comes first.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's surely going to be enforced. I assure you.
I think overall, you guys are doing a good job. Just like how you take the starting where you say, now like the mediator between governments provide, when I implement, the people follow the rules. But we come to the one the way for follow the rules. Now the problem there. And these are the same folks that will be out there saying, oh, they know they do this, they know they do that, they know they do that. As somebody, yes, I've been stopped one time. And by a traffic cop, he just asked me your driver's license. I show him. He look at him. He say, "Thank you very much." I keep moving. That's the only time because yesterday I met with a couple of my friends who all come over see. We just the Gilek we experienced the Salone, and definitely in not time like how it be the time today. People the way they listen me nowadays at the diaspora will say something I don't cancel Salone. They don't can give me small thing, but now waiting I see. Now at the talk because before everything we talk about, you go talk about bribery. I not say they happen, but I think I know encounter them. Yes, I know encounter them yet, and because of that, and una the safety people them. I don't know what's in your relationship with your people them, where they out there, the safety cops and the regular policeman them out there.
Well, I'll come back to the UN Decade of Action Plan.
Okay.
We get 5 pillars. For sure, say this government is a compliant government to international best practice. They reduce that document, then call them National Road Safety Strategy. Where all waiting in the 5 pillars, then are the strategy. The thing then call pillars, who call them policies. Now, His Excellency the President of by Commander SSF signed in 2013. The first policy, they talk about road safety management. All right? For you to get a successful road safety management in a country, you require interagency collaboration. It is impossible for you to do it alone. Mm-hmm. So, indeed, yes, we're in good collaboration with the SLP because they'll conduct several joint operations, about 5 joint operations where they get the executive director, they sign part of the operational orders, the assistant inspector general of police in the particular region where they operate himself sign, we get clear directives on mission and tasks, what we want to achieve. Or they do it jointly and become more successful. Even the operation cleanup for road safety I tell you about now be joint operation with SLP. We even go conduct at the province, conduct at the eastern part of Return, conduct at the west, central, and we're having good relationship.
Yeah, I know say the Okada then limited na the CBD area, but outside then they function right now. Waiting now on a plan for them still.
We keep plan now for inform them. Some of them, since they are the CBD, if you say outside they operate,
exactly,
they require helmets or it require for overload. Who responsibility now for let them get it right. Whether now uphill or up mountain they run, the helmet, I cannot love you more than the way you love yourself. If me they tell you for wear helmet for your own safety, and not say buy helmet, go give me antenna village. Put the helmet on for yourself.
Yeah.
It's for your safety. And also, no overload. Don't have more than one passenger or pylon, as they call motorbike passenger. So I think that the education aspect, the information, will tell them, even though you are not in the CBD, comply with the regulations. Make sure you're having a crash helmet. Make sure you don't overload your bike, and comply to traffic regulations.
Yeah, I think I be don't talk to the 10-way David Kamaya be today. I be don't interview him. Even the commercial drivers them head himself I be don't bring and come, because waiting be happen is when we see the rate of accident. So even we within the diaspora, we come up and get a traffic session. Now we radio. We will come with different people. I be don't even count the executive director himself. We will come and talk heart to heart. Let we see and how we self na the diaspora can able to talk to the people and we go talk to them people and I am. Because if you come when you see the Okada, most of those Okadas are owned by people overseas. Most of the motorcade within Naya, now we will there and now we get them. So if we're able to talk to the people in Naya where they work for, we say, now so and so and so and so for do. I think we self don't help in on our own area. I think now then they make we get the traffic session inside we on radio. This radio, a lot of people in the diaspora, over 100,000, they listen. I want to speak to we in the diaspora. Waiting we for no and waiting we for take at utmost concern where they can Salone.
The one point I go and hit on
Yeah.
before I go further, if you are coming from the diaspora, of course, myself do police leadership in the US,
Yeah.
so I inform to some extent. When you are out there, they're very compliant to rules and regulations. You know,
Because then they should thank you.
you know it. So, because last week we get 2 incidents in our gate.
Okay.
2 guys from the diaspora, they were talking on their phones. They were arrested and they want to make noise over it. It not mean say we come out diaspora, if you can be calling a Salone, you should be talking on your phone while driving. You don't do it out there. So don't do it here. So that one message first I will send, that if they come in, we lead to law, even at your level, they let them comply with them. That's one. Secondly, like you mentioned earlier, of course, most, even houses under construction or poda they run a taxi, like you said, maybe 40% is being owned by people out there. Mm-hmm. So let them help you educate them people then that safety is paramount and safety is about yourself. And like you say, if an accident happens, like a commercial vehicle, if the driver die, about 10 or almost passenger will die. Mm-hmm. You know, so they should be more safety conscious because they are carrying more people, more lives, you know. So let them help you educate them, fumble them, but then they buy them must carry and give or let them run transport or otherwise. That let them comply with the rules and regulations of the road. Because the road gets your own language. If you don't follow it, if you see broken lines or you see white continuous line at a curve, they tell you, say, don't overtake here. If you want flout them, then you see something else. You see the other parts of life. You know, so those little things, they are very, you have several things people take to be little things. In the road traffic sector or in the safety business, we not get little mistakes. If you are stationary, for example, you want to move, just simple click your trafficator. You see it's simple, but it helps. Because if you go there behind you, you don't tell them, say, I'm coming out. You can slow down and make, than you just bumping off. Same thing if you want to make a stop. Trafficate and make a stop gently. If you're moving from a minor road coming into the major road, don't just bump into the major road like a madman. You know? Some man can force him way if he's saying right. Don't you right until then give you way as long as there's no light there. You know? All those little things. I think say the key word I can go with road safety and a collective responsibility. So it's now everybody get part for play for law enhanced road safety.
Yeah. one quick one. Now, text and drive or talk and drive on a boat? For do.
For do none. If you're talking, if you're hands-free, you're able to talk without regulating. According to the regulations, they say you should not regulate your phone.
Okay.
Which means, for buzz,
number, all and
the same thing with text, for text. Also like obstruct your hand. Say driving, you're using every part of your body.
Okay.
So if you engage one of the hands or the other hand, then you are distorting the rules in driving. Because driving, you use every part, both eyes, your ears, your hands, feet, and things like that. So both, for talk or text.
So okay, I think we don't take some of your time, and we really appreciate them. So what think will be your last word to fumble them?
My last word, I will repeat the same talk I talk. Road safety is a collective responsibility. If you only to corner do the right thing, mind you, if the other person do the right thing, they all man do the right thing, we've got it right.
Definitely.
But if most of us are doing it wrong, then it affects we safe. It bring me to like traffic in block, then you didn't kill the patient. If you're not patient, you broke the traffic, you are going to create more traffic. It will cause more trouble. Maybe the other vehicle or the other lane need for calm before not clear. You don't go block and back. You don't now halt.
I think I've seen that first time.
Yeah, you've halted.
Waterloo Road. No.
You don't halt the traffic because maybe the other side we don't go block. Need for move, follow now move. So it's a collective responsibility. Let everybody do his or her part to enhance road safety. I'm talking to the world now since.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's a UN Decade of Action Plan notice, United Nations generally, notice 1.3 million people die yearly on road traffic crashes. So if we were trying to reduce it in our own part, then I think it should be a global stuff. Let's try to reduce it worldwide for let the world be a better place for all of us.
Thank you very much, Major Sandy, for your time and everything. Yes, now so the interview be go. Now the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority building, and that now be Major Sandy. I get two power panelists them we go can join we on board now, where we go just talk small, then we go open the phone line and get waiting with the people them out there waiting we get for contribute to this. And I want to introduce we panelists them. We get Aroun Rashid from New York. Yes, Aroun, you go tell Fambo Lemado.
Yeah, everybody, I want to do, I hope you want to do well. Ramadan Mubarak to everybody. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. That's Aroun Rashid. Yes, we get Mr. Foday. Yes, Mr. Foday, you can tell Fambo Leado.
They are very much happy. I don't hear me one of the mentor in voice, Aroun Rashid.
Yes, Aroun, I want to start with you. I know say you listen from the first part to the last part, and Mr. Foday not big opportunity for listening all, but since I've go come in, but you will listen all waiting we talk about. What do you get from this, sir?
You know, I kind of very impressed when I listen to Major Sandy. I don't know if he himself they listen to this program. The step-by-step method we take us to giving the questions then what you ask. Even though I believe say a couple of questions and the way you for be put forward, such as when we talk of road safety, you also get not just for do with the roads, but the kind of vehicles then we use now the road, how then they determine them vehicles.
I know cut you the under Aroun.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll be talk to the man we responsible for that. We go the cow they interview them one after the other.
Okay.
Yes, I'll be talk to the man we responsible for that.
All right. And I think so the thing where is say more where I follow up with now where you talk about, when you talk of road safety, you also talk of the cooperation of the road users. You talk of the need for public compliance. In other words, the people that would use the road, not just drivers, but pedestrians as well. And I think that go a long way for determine how we determine road safety. Because no matter how smooth or big the road them be, if we as drivers them as pedestrians, if we use them recklessly, we undermine the very need for road safety. We then they try for bringing, and it talk also about training program. With countries like Nigeria, where you say don't advance in that respect. And I think with that, it should say, even though they see all of them, like how you mentioned with social network, we they see a lot of road accidents, through social network. If you look like we don't bad of, now the fact now that in some other countries we don't know what's in the ground, and we also go realize we they try for make we road them this time in we history, the roads them, a lot of the roads they're not good. All of that contribute for make with the experience some of the things. And one thing we touch on seriously about then trailers them, how road worthy they are, and it talk about how then get plans for put some of them trailers and they out of certain roads then. And I think I like much of the things we say. It seems to sound like somebody way now kind of a trained person in that respect. It talk with in my own assessment, talk with some level of seriousness. I only hope the people that we they work with or the one that we involved, they all kind of that serious, for road safety, because the importance people that they lost their life, you jump on top Okada, you get hit, that's the end of it, insurance no day. But we should talk about that, maybe something you ask about all of that with the other people that we talk. The other thing we say I like where you ask camp for talk about whose advice they get for the public or for particularly who are the community diaspora, and it make mention of something we get for do which we were they left abroad, we go Sierra Leone. Sometimes we get this. Some of us can get this mentality, say we will left abroad or we don't live abroad. We think we know better past the people that we do on the ground, and that's wrong. He mentioned but two people that we they use their phone or sometime when they get arrested, then that's not true. That's if we were there abroad, we're not just for the executives. No matter how we see we country, there are rules, there are laws that when we go, we get for follow, we get for abide by the laws, and not true. When we did we know what it mean. When a government pass laws, we know what it mean. We're not a broken laws, and even if we broke out, we hurry for make amends. We don't go home. We feel say we better off past the people that we did or above the law. Now that kind of mentality, they don't have box where people find themselves in a position and things then they're above the law, and particularly people who they come out abroad and go now we country. That question the way it is, so make a member when I've been there, I know we can't abroad it. Them they try to forget police them in a road and they break vehicle for make sure say they don't update the license them. And somebody we been come out abroad at the time. I've been there LBS. Now they say, but we are letting left-hand driver, they have this, that, the money go end up now some people in pockets. But no, me say I've been disagree with them, even though me not been live abroad. I say, that's not right. If we say, we know say, some faults and some mismanagement they take place. But too wrong, not they make right. If we live on we own responsibility, we perform we own duty, then we get responsibility for make sure say the one who they take care of that, then take charge of that perfectly. I think saying most of the things that we say sound fine with regards to the question that we ask, even though like I say a lot of questions and they not be asked and answered. If I reach that, I'll stop there.
All right, thank you very much, Aroun. Yes, I know say subsequent programs them I go to try for bring them other one them because I talked to the man way responsible for vehicle in roadworthiness. I talked to the man way responsible for the say now then they change from them motorcar the ODD where they change from right hand and they change to the proper way where they want an salon. Then they take me go around the tour of their own facility. So I have a lot where I do. I spend almost an entire day in the building. So we go to count them small. Yes, we go to count them small. I want to bring you coming for the. Yes, when the word road safety mentioned in Sierra Leone, what's in the camp now your mind?
That's a very good question. When we talk about road safety, in fact, at that time we have the women with the PRO, we formed an organization apart from the one where at that time called Road Transport Authority. Now they've changed the name. The people that would have been involved, or the organizations, we get like Passenger Welfare Association, we get like Drivers Union, we get the motor owners, and we even try to include the insurance companies then. For CAM, we form an organization wherein we begin to sensitize people there about the use of the road. Because there are two aspects. Road transport, they for regulate, and then the users, like the passengers, the drivers, then save them there. And nothing will go on correctly if all these people that they not come together for sensitize people then and foresee that for minimize road accidents like I would be. So recently this new road where they make, this Wellington Mashaka where they ride. I think they get their first accident, or the porter or the show where we get an accident. And this now in the season where they come. Now the time this now for the road safety committee for begin for sensitize people then, how for run, how passenger they for behave, but all this now habit. Because if we habit not change, I don't think if we will get a proper we will achieve will go in order to minimize accident.
Okay, when you talk, you make mention of the word habit. So the time where you been there, waiting at the bad habits them, where you think say them for don't curtail by now?
It is in two ways. It's very difficult because we take like from Upgun to table, take on a PZ. A lot of people there, they put the market, we say passengers there, or the pedestrians there for worker. Now they market day, so now strict they come. Now that habit, some of the people that are in the country, they don't use that habit. They escape market for later mass, then they go before motorcar. The driver then say some of them they look a little bit reckless. Then they not care for pedestrians. Not only the pedestrians, but even like the bike riders there. So the habit is between, for people then, let them actually inculcate some of the good aspects. Because not all they listen to radio. But again, if cow they can, people that they give road, or motorcar they can, they know they give road. They toss it out. Mumu, you blow her again, they toss it out. Now married. You see, so this habit is very hard to let die. But with sensitization, where the road safety committee go to, and then like with the last I understand say the executive director don't take road safety, now schools them. I think with that it will able for help. If they will make a syllabus where in road safety go there as a subject from primary school up to secondary school, I think people will begin for learn and then they will begin for change the habit there. But we need more programs there for sensitize people there.
Okay, since you don't say that, Aroun, I believe say you hear the part where we talk about that, where the major talk say it look like say the sensitization for go hand in hand with the law enforcement. Because if they not enforce the law, I don't think say the sensitization go just mean say yes you hearing at 1 year, then it pass na the other years. What do you think about waiting Mr. Foday they talk?
Well, I mean, Mr. Foday, as you don't say now, na professional in that respect. He worked there for a long time, and he not just work there. I mean, they at the hierarchy in that area of the road department, and it just tell you some of the programs that would get in place in those days, and it tell you some of the habits, them, some of the challenges that we face, and I tell you, now like if you make a law and the people who follow the law today, if they not follow the law, I mean, difficult for let you succeed. And with road network, just like we say, now a collective responsibility, and people in a road and they can't treat, they can't sell. You don't need, not to the road authorities, then your responsibilities are. Now the law enforcement responsibilities are. Even when driver or pedestrian they misuse the road, now the law enforcement responsibility, more or less within the road authorities and they do. Now for help for sensitize, put program in place where people then go follow, where then go listen to, where then go understand, where drivers then go follow, where pedestrian then go follow, for make sure say road is safe for everybody with it. So I agree with what they say.
Okay, thank you very much, Aroun. Yes, Mr. Foday, which other aspects you feel say where it come to the implementation out there, what thing you feel say go all water for implement waiting na the correct thing way for make people learn lessons, say yes, this na so for do. But before you answer that question, I want make people out there where they listen, no say the phone line open. The number for call na 646-610-3107. The number again na 646-610-3117, and the country code na 001. If you want to take part in the show. Yes, Mr. Foday, you can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the present book now, or the law that they use, where because the one we get now, Road Traffic Act now, like 1964, where some without updated. They happen for serving at the panel of this present one, the Road Traffic Act regulation, where they don't put in place. And we'll be able for, we'll not always talk to both owners, drivers union, even the Petty Traders Association. Their representative with the inter meeting there with the police, where we will make every Thursday. As Mr. Rashid just talked, we there at that time, like people there, the road transport authority is there in order to act the laws and for implementer with the help of the traffic warden and that of the police officers there. Now, for that, doing the committee, the Road Traffic Act Committee, police officers every day, team of police officers, they contribute greatly for let the law come into existence. But again, now they have it because we take the road safety to the people there, to the community there. We try and organize almost all the major streets in Australia for sensitize people there about road safety. And the problem, like how Mr. Rashid thought, you understand, Aroun Rashid, is not to something for say it will come out no more like that. Because some Sierra Leoneans learn and no one thought they have for hear or they have to understand. But the habit is very, very difficult for let them lesson. So if you go right now, like if you take like Garrison Street for both now and short street areas, that place there now so much people that did there. Don't make traffic inside the central business inside freighter. You're not going to go for the motor car. But you go left up. Don't within like for both the street, you can't up around the street area. Because as you put you motor car, they put market part. They're not even going inside the stores there, like where they will get Victoria Park. So we go the RTA or the because they don't get a new name, will try for continue for sensitize people then because as nature be top one thing, the rate at which people they die in terms of road accidents is even higher past HIV. That was in 2002 according to the WHO. because the WHO, then one of the organizations, they lead the organization there, where they try for at least minimize road accidents.
Okay, that's na good word way you don't talk, Mr. Sesay. Aroun, I want to bring you come in again.
Uh-huh.
In this aspect, we talk about the whole road safety and the little knowledge we don't they get. Waiting na the thing where you go really for see happen.
Well, Mr. Foday Sesay and Major Sandy then touch on one thing way, then describe in different ways. Mr. Sesay talk about attitude, with the way the public attitude. Major Sandy talk about compliance, the cooperation of the public. I think that's now a very key point. And also the other thing where I know, he mentioned, Mr. Sesay mentioned Garrison Street. Garrison Street for come na short street area. He say all that, and we know, but the difficult way it be for control the street sellers them now particularly in a free zone. All of this, even the road safety, if you go into it, you will find out it's not just limited to whether you think they succeed or not. It's not just limited to the road safety authorities, the road authorities. It go beyond that, and the law enforcement also. If there is a way where government like parliamentarians them or lawmakers them, if then say get a role for playing this. Because sometimes when we political supporters of every party, when we want to please them, then they na road, they send a road, they no say the government not go able to tell them say we na come on a road. They in a way directly or indirectly they go for affect the effort where Mr. Sesay them put together and where Major Sandy then they try for accomplish now. People and for able to understand, but you go beyond that, maybe the level of employment. I would not blame anybody right now. Maybe now that make a lot of people and we say, well, the only option we'll get now to go do petty trading. But again, if let's say they find a way for get people off the road. When people and then our road, just like we mentioned, when Kaudika will go all the way, we always run. When much Kaudika we not care, If we able to keep the roads them safe out of the roads them, we not make the roads them a trading stalls. That self will help we for make all of this effort when they put together be accomplished. Now I think that I will get for safe for now.
Okay, make I read this text where we get from Texas, then we can able for see what in we go get from I read this text, we get a text. The person it send us from United Kingdom, and the person they send this from United Kingdom. He say we need more traffic lights and speed cameras. He say people that don't abide should be fined and prosecuted. The market women should be off the street. Anyone found on the street should be arrested. Yes, Mr. Foday, what do you say to this text, sir?
Right. Let's just touch with Mr. Aroun topic now, where it will link with the text message. Parliamentarians then for an act. You understand? Then it talk about politics, because street trading because it not politics is naturally.
Right.
If you say the government where they in power say they remove people in the street, they will also no vote for you next time. So they don't let down there. Okay. The man they talk about camera, street light, traffic light. Law begin first with the road signs. If you can recall, sometime in 2000, the Salone Road Authority, they kind of then responsible for make the road and then put traffic signs then. Where they put out traffic signs then, people they keep them. They pull up or they can cover. Again, taxi drivers then, they know they even obey. Who's on a one-way street, they know they do it. They make a two-way street. Lawlessness will cook. You see? Okay. We don't begin to see traffic lights because I see now Facebook where they sensitize students then. Where you see red, stop. Where you see green, stop. Wait for yellow and the red, you cross over. But then in only Congo cross. Always side street. What see that traffic like this? The traffic light will go throughout from who they start for Waterloo, stay for Canada City. But again, that's not a responsibility for road transport. No. Now, Salone Roads Authority at that time, now they're responsible for road marking and for put traffic signs there.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Foday. Let's come in with this caller. Yes, caller, what's in your name and also you they call from? Yes, Abubakar, go ahead.
With Rachel, when he talks to, you know, like a good idea, then one thing that's alone, any side we know, not the law and order from even the stakeholders, nothing on the way they go. Forget about the ordinary man. The ordinary man or they ever take anything serious now. Only Lord one and nothing of them for it because if the stakeholders we could make the law, let people execute the law, you know the books, you know they enforce the law, for let it work. I'm not saying nothing on the way they go because all the areas in where people they go, not this one. All the representatives what they did, the way they put they go control the areas and they go to say the law, you know the book. They cannot charge some people there, they go don't commit traffic the offences and when they go don't take them to court, where go one or two persons with local canteen have say tracing and this and that. So all me I think so all you know I don't always some time, you know what I mean? Because if the stakeholders they wait for enforcing law for the people they respect the law. Also how they live inside there so and law. They tell you even ordinary insurance you not get and you see the drive say the free for drive collect or pull you over because they pull you over you know which you will wait for. Outside, find the way they find people there, nobody knows how movie nobody. No, the driver then just take and say wait you go big. Just get money and take you to Chicago on the streets. You do whatever thing people do. So yeah, their own contribution and the all those who are the talk show, you know what I mean, you know the work. Then the millions of about that go up, you know the work. And continue and they will get corruption pass along, but when it comes to the traffic system, then they work according to look at Guinea, only can accident the way they happen and Salone, you know the area of Guinea. You know what I mean? When it's the police and they take bribe, but when it comes to the law, they implement the law. So for the next one, for like you're waiting for. But if you now Salone, look, do the last thing they show you on social media. They show me container, where they take heavy metal, they drive with motor car with tire, don't force until you have. You know, they can't tell any. For say policeman in no day, stakeholders in no day, that traffic waiting and go where they talk but now for say the road see that much can they come from Wasaki. Tay go western walk, tay some back for say no see all in the day. Oh, this just to talk no more, but that's not the way they work around contribution. So a new contribution really.
Okay, thank you, Abubakar. Yes, Aroun, I want to with you. Aroun, waiting now you respond to Abubakar.
You know, well, at some point, it go. I know it will get. I not be so clear, but two things where I say now that he say nothing not the work in that country. They will just talk no more about nothing not go work, and I would disagree with that. You know, we kind of talk on the issue of attitude. You know, I think he mentioned about people the money wouldn't they pay and who side the money then they end all of that. You know, like I say, when I make everybody get a responsibility, if we all come together and say we get for make we country work. If you say, well, me na full man. I know they go to school anymore. I know the school not too for me or anything, and the things not the work for me. I laugh. You get for make effort. It's not difficult. Even in a country like the America, be it America or France or Germany or England, they had their own difficult moments, decades or centuries back. Then get their own difficult moments. But it all depends on two things we keep speaking and say: compliance and attitude. If we as the people, be it in government, be it in authority, be it the public, if we are ready, for make we country go before. When we talk of leaders, the way they fail, then they boku. Who side the failure they start now? Because we self they go and elect failures. People who know say that moment we want for you vote time in our office, it use until you vote them in. Then we think too long, we say, oh, things not go better. Now we say they take responsibility for that. If we think of whether they would vote in office, maybe that they no say we not go vote certain people in our office. Maybe that go help we. He also talked about that trailer. I got the trailer. Now that in fact that's very important because we also talk about the responsibility of the law enforcement. Not to the road people and the road authority people and their own responsibility that. Now the law enforcement own responsibility that if they fail, that I say, I make Mr. Sesay and Major Sandy they mention about cooperation of everybody, of all the stakeholders. If I reach there, I can understand in frustration. I understand this last speaker in frustration. We all did feel them all the time.
All right, thank you very much, Aroun. Yes, Mr. Sesay, I want to out you. What's in your response to the caller?
Actually, Mr. Aroun touched the major part. But let me just ask for paper now. What Mr. Aroun said, go talk say with the left the thing like that will make I don't care business. We not take no or no. Let the sensitization start at the grassroots people then lower. They start up down. If we would use the road wisely, we will not turn up straight. Then with the cooperate with the laws and where the traffic people they don't regulate. We will not remove traffic signs there for go make aluminium for go make it's not aluminium or for go make asphalt. If we don't change habit there, me not say as we change them, now so the things they will be people find small. They will go small. But where they can put traffic signs, this what they say, they don't put also at the press market. They pull up overnight. Or the reflectors there, people that can pull up way at night. Those the reflectors the way they can for that railing now road. Like for example, where now curve, where they know so this not deep curve. They put that reflectors there for let driver they know. Say now deep curve and they let them not road too much. If they go remove all that thing and they not to the one where they up the door. Now we they go down. Now we they do that thing and they. So if we this time program on and then the laws they in place, law try for change. Small. Law not talk say change not get for big. And me now I don't care. No, let the change start with we. Lord knows, Lord be faith. Okay. This now country, and this we do for our country go before. Because everywhere they call it, they make example to Guinea. You see, if you actually lecture you, don't all put hands together. Don't try to minimize this road accident. Like more so, where this rainy season, don't be careful council. Things again for the world. So yeah, we search how before the man say, nothing not get for work. It go work. It go join we and other people then for to sensitize the pedestrians there. And the
okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sesay. I get another caller. Yes, caller. What's in your name and who's you call from?
My name Benson Kekura. They call
as
from
always,
London.
Sir. Yes, sir. Your contribution, sir.
Well, my contribution I want for Guy. You see, I love my country, Salone. You understand? At least now a little bit of improvements they take place. Where yes, it's not that much, but we thank God at least small improvement they take place on this driving issue na Salone. Me only concern why I get AAA. I believe for say I don't listen to everything we don't interview the man, but me concern why I get. I think say the sensitization process where they take place in a Salone is very slow and very small. At least I forget a time when they say like a Saturday or like a Friday, get public van that way they pass around, because as one of the your panelists them they talk, not to all man they listen to radio. But at least if they get a big megaphone, like when they go and do advert for then shows the way they can get, then they use that one, they go around, tell people which are the road safety precautions the way they take. At least it will help a little bit. Then the other thing I want to talk about again, one of your panelists they talk about road signs. Trust me, and AAA, the road signs are not visible for let you driver go see like who they na diaspora na way you want for go any side. You go more see the road sign where they tell you say yeah na curve, yeah na double for take over na yeah na under bridge they can, yeah na bridge they can meet all half after the. I can remember because me every time where I go, as you say, me said the Waterloo. I can remember one time where I did travel, I say because anytime I can go Bo, Kenema, Makeni, Maboka, Kono, then come back in Africa. So I can take like a 1 week on the road. The problem what are they get on the road, especially when they drive in the night, as soon as they talk just now. I don't think say drivers know when for put that high beam and when even when you flash and say put your beam like when somebody don't put your high beam, we don't reflect na your AI, where they flash for and say put them down, maybe put them down. No, they don't. So man, they go by fog lights. They put her on top in motor car for no more than net some way they drive for let it put them bright for let it see outside they go. All one day I know face people that understand what all those things are for. Then the other thing where they talk again, where you come inside town, like from up going to table, reach na PZ. AAA is a nightmare because waiting though, one way maybe they drive that town, the side roads that the pedestrian walk away, most of them place them there. Either market they or they don't tiff the slab they wouldn't be in the road for let people then walk up and tap it. And then people when they walk on that side road day, some side outside the slab not there. Guess what? They must kind of road for come pass on the street for let them balance that whole day for let them not for the inside day. If you watch from up going to table, reach PZ, trust me, AAA, most of the side roads that the walkway of the pedestrians slabs are not there. Slabs are not in a certain area. Some side they walk a lengthy distance before ever you meet one slab, and some of the slabs they send them book. So you see, the thing is, AAA they blame pedestrians, but the government of itself, it's a little bit of problem. We don't know how for look after repairs. We don't know when for do repairs because all the thing and they account to the road safety. Trust me, AAA, I reach na Eastern Police for drive this street that they call now Abacha Street for reach PZ. It take me 1.5 hours. They blow horn no more. Beep, 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 beep. They did at the street some more. You know, all those things. And they tell them, say, now come on, the way make a, hey, bro, look at the bang me, hey, bro, look at the make. It's too much. But I don't know what's the way for, because this year, for mommy, this Salone, the color with my country. So this problem is still there within that area. The Kisi, Abacha Street, Godrich Street, Taylors surrounding the Taylor cutting tree. So, my own contribution, I don't know this road safety when they talk about, I don't know, to be honest with you, how they want to let it work with this kind of crowd where they within those areas. But maybe you tell them the government, let them look into the sensitization of the people. Try for get them megaphone there when they make it, them to go around, tell people and talk to people and because Salomon, sometimes we are very stubborn. Then again, the other last thing I want to talk about is concerning about where the commoner the diaspora is. Yes, a lot of people of we the commoner, we like for take chances so which na Salone. But left them no more na Salone. We know how they deal with it. No, we have to leave the example. Where we leave the example, where we show them say yes, so don't come and oh don't come.
Yep.
This is what we show them. Then say go fella say, but I'm come over say na we can but na so they drive, na so they do, na so they do. But sometimes, to be honest with you, we say several they come over by walking where now can take chances for do the wrong thing. Then later on when them catch we now, we begin for get somehow angry and somehow vexed for beginning to do things on the different way. So that's my own contribution for anonymous. The program to go to continue more and more.
Thank you very much, Benson. Yeah, we get somebody who just joined we. Yes, I'm Senesie. Senesie, you can come in now and what's in your contribution from the start of the program?
Yeah, family, good evening, good morning, anyway, this week. I will listen to the program. First of all, before I contribute on this program, I just want to tell everybody thank you. We sympathize with me, especially the Fair Network Radio staff and other listeners really sympathize with me for the loss of me close somebody. And I want to say thank you again to Mr. Foday. I'm glad you are hearing voice because in Sierra Leone, you not go talk about road safety, you not call Mr. Foday the name because if only we keep legacy in Sierra Leone, I believe people like Mr. Foday, they get a very important role with them play. Now they talk about change of name, change of this, but the role where Mr. Foday they be playing for amend the Road Traffic Act and the Road Traffic Regulations, will be get this new one for bringing the traffic ordinance. It will not be really easy because when the police are in charge of traffic, we get so much problem on the road. But when they change them, say they for bringing traffic ordinance, it will be real heavy strengthening it for let them carry the traffic ordinance because the police not be actually let traffic ordinance in the road because then they just want to claim, then they just want to be in control totally and entirely of the road. But at least they go ahead and carry the traffic ordinance. Today, we see the little progress with the traffic ordinance they make, although they get plenty things for do. At least in part of what Mr. Sandibi say. But I tell you, brother, we get so many problems in that department today. Mr. Sandibi, they talk. I just want to bring something. You see, when we talk about development and continuity, and they talk about government and continuity. Not say because of I meet this person, this government don't start this way I can know, I can't scrap them. I do what you need for do. But if you come, you see, say this particular project, where this person don't left in this office, it is very good for the nation. I believe say for continuity. Mr. Sandibi, they talk about roads for parking, this, that. Let me tell you one thing. I want to tell listeners, they listen to this program, that the time where about George Williams began in office, they became with one expatriate, so they call Mr. Kamara from Ghana. I don't know whether he qualify or not, but I work with him. For mark the streets of Freetown, we say people then go they pay for park. About George Williams, they get that initiative, they count that Monday. Me and him be there up and down over 2 weeks. We end up for get somebody from FLRA for make can join we for mark there Charlotte Street there by 4 Street there they get the free parking zone there you get side away now one way street where people then go to park and pay so that we would try for get away with this congestion the CBD the Central Business District. How that project they go, how that project did not go, nobody knows. But I believe say if they left a document in the office. Where I believe say anybody, any sober-minded somebody, when they always don't know they talk, when they go to radio, they talk, we want to see how this will work. But the project will be not already started. Will be not started. Me, Mr. Kamara, with the late SR Macmina, when I be the head of traffic ordinance. Now, we be start that particular project, they will don't do everything. It be left only now for the SLRA come and start for do the marking. Then after the marking, waiting at the next thing, the next thing now for the project. Now for see how people then will begin pay. The thing we have to stop is whether the time about the leaders we can't try for recruit the city council police here. But what's the kind of conflict of interest? Road transport they say, would I go collect this money? About the leaders say no, that they on Namio area. Nobody really tamper or down in a new area down there. I mean, initiate that particular project. They did that, but you know one thing in road safety, it gets key stakeholders. You know, one man may be able to operate. Now that's the problem at Salone. Police be there in charge of traffic. They not the one let traffic code income. Where traffic code income, let's just be one claim monopoly over this whole thing. Fighting, the infighting begin there between the police and the traffic code. The order for control here, order for control here. God so good, some of we were with some good other people. Them like we try for get other stakeholders. We try for bring peace between them two people. Then they things begin work on well. About this project, it was in a project. So how you go do this thing? Now, when this money they come, most time they go city to council. Then make you go recruit Boku, then city council police there. But at the end of the day, they not able to do them because the thing here we say each street forget something like a kiosk. We say we get somebody where they sell this ticket. You understand? Because now we know the talk about light. You know, we will put machine as street where somebody will go pay like yeah, no, it not be possible. So we they talk about kiosks. Or they put that each of the street then when they do for camp park, if they come, you go to the kiosk, you go buy almost for the time when you go park. You understand? Then we get other people the way they patrol, they look whether how long you don't park here if your ticket don't expire. So this are the project we should do Mr. Kamara with Mr. Macmillan. We do everything. We hand over here about George Williams. What not happen? Beaucoup money be there for that project, so the project just died. So when Mr. Sandy they talk, want for do this, the project already there. They just need for go back to council and take that particular proposal, which will be don't end up, then continue. But as I say, Salone, you know when this supposed to do something, as long as enable each panel, where can take I put another box. So the monopoly where each of them departments are take, now this traffic business, now it don't cause the problem. Mr. Sandy, they talk about we don't consult stakeholders, they call them from pillar 1 to pillar 2. All this while when they go and talk so this, you know, we people of Sierra Leone, we can left for take problem. This going, you go take Nigeria, the uniform, this, that, it not still make no difference. It not make no difference, no sense. Go take Nigeria uniform, you go to the, it don't make no sense. Let Sierra Leone be Sierra Leone, Nigeria be Nigeria. We don't do everything. I don't go to Nigeria, we'll go see the setup, everything. We'll be even get a plan for let some traffic police they can in Nigeria for can do training. When they go back, they go to gain the other traffic police. How then they go, how you know go? Just because of where 1-2 people they're not able to get the money for putting at their own pocket, that project they die. Now you go say because of Nigeria they get over 17 uniform, so you just go take 3, now you go take 4, and nothing make difference. In fact, from when they change the uniform, so now the accident rate increase. So they say the accident no one for see the uniform the day. You see, the actual thing where they happen here is people we lack something. We can just go for photocopy the wrong thing. They will come and say you know see. They are arrested na student do. But when you look at the last time I be talk with the director na this same program, I ask him, what's in the project? What you want to see exactly happening at the road? Road transport alone no go able fight road safety na Salone. It's not possible. Then say this one, this first one this one, we see the police, the city council, then get the petroleum, then get different stakeholders there. Then get even road safety clubs, you know, and then schools them. The road safety they begin at school. You see them picking the way go to the school compound, then not the people, then get the market the roads, then they begin. But you know go able to do this one. You know go say pass policeman and come out na street can't teach them picking again at school. It's not possible. We need to start somewhere. No, we left for the go photocopy wrong thing encounter. You go change the uniform, it not make no difference. The accident rate still increase. They still continue for this flying ticket because the drivers they already complain about flying ticket. The last time the interview with Abana, the same flying ticket, then just the issue the flying ticket. I was part of them and I know some of the problems. And if they're not trying to amend that, and you self don't listen, once a way I did in a radio, they talk. If they talk about, I think you ask them about how what is the cordial relationship between the police and the traffic police. And it's very say categorically here say there is no proper coordination between the police and the traffic police. If you listen to the IG back, so say maybe you go play them. The IG admits na 98.1 say indeed there is no proper coordination between them. In which, if you don't know, you IG na a disgrace to you. For say, if you wish, if you for know which side the problem be. You na then we send this about 2 or 3 months ago. Memuna not go first to traffic coordinators because they perform their duty. So where is this coordination? Everybody wants to take monopoly of road safety. So in order for work, until these stakeholders they name and put them come together. When I be able, I just give people them something. When I be able as head of traffic coordinator, I create a road safety stakeholders committee Nabu, which up to now as at the top is one of the vibrant stakeholder committee now the one on country. And that particular committee, which I do, I get the bike riders, I get the drivers, passenger welfare, where I think the Secretary General is there with me. And even when Mr. Foday Mr. Foday will attest to that state. When they go work all at the one on country, we started they can enjoy the program all na body they can enjoy. Because the thing was actually coordinated. I not take the responsibility to say because I mean or with the corner road transport I give them the chairman be there to them. The vice chairman be there to them. We be just there for seats for monitor. And they go catch the driver. One day na both traffic coordinator and driver in effect. Because when you want to the corner, say go call the chairman. When the chairman can say, no, you know for do so. We don't want to know for do so. If they pay the ticket, you glad you back next year and not go do it again. When they go catch bike, they will full up in compound. One day bike rider not ever set traffic code in Abu. One day, because the coordination began with the stakeholders. Everything was going accordingly. How people they want us. We get the insurance companies. But the insurance companies, the problem here, they just eat money in that country. They never even do the proper thing. One day they say insurance don't pay for Okada or you don't pay for Motoka because what they go with? Now third party insurance they go force the people them for which they explain better. Then when you involved in an accident, they say you need for do this, you need for get it. But why you not be just sensitize this person to say if you insure third party now this now you benefit now this now you what they call if they insure this now this now. So they do them. So when they go insure third party, at the end of the day, now so they go off. So you see, the one thing that we need to try for talk here is, at the still repeat that, no particular institution not be able to take monopoly over road safety in a Salone is succeed. Mm-hmm. No way. Oh, no way. You count Mr. Badis now, you count bike rider as a chairman, you count other stakeholders. Everybody go talk to your part. So the need for come together and see as one. And listen, SLBC, who said this at Facebook. The whole one traffic calling, can they? CW11, can they? The OGI director, the head of traffic, when Mr. Johnson, they must watch that body on national television. They tell them, you know, they castigate the bubble, you know, they castigate and instead of not get anything for you, say, well, I go back to me boss, I go explain there. It be really shameful that these same people, when they fight for this same goal, when they sit on television, castigate this man, then at the end of the day, Mr. Johnson say, anyway, I don't really feel for the man because not to him for answer the question, one day boss can't do. How can you say that? You're not head of traffic. Then when they discuss on traffic, now national television, you castigate you pass now all they set the same crime. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Mr. Sandy they talk about diaspora. We brothers the way they go. Now some of the problems that they will be facing. Someday you know even get driving license, you don't even drive there, but we go and one for drive without license, then one for drive on licensed vehicle. So they get hell of problem with them. You go see put him to Kanawataki, where they drive, he gets in town when they hang the answer. They want to make tell people and say it come out overseas. So we get lots of problem with that. So as this program did now, I want for use this opportunity for sensitize the brothers and say that law, what would they abide now to? What would they take now very serious? If we go implement and believe in me, now we will begin set the pace. Because if you go make sure you license motorcar, you get the driving license, you go. In fact, now that's the next before they can. What will we do? They say no, we get problem. Not say plenty people they go December, so you not be able license because the year the license what will be happen will be they do license for the year. So you meet up on December say for a license, if they expire back that same December 31. So because of them problem here, we also they go with the whole them. What we do first, we try to forget a temporary license. From there on, say this temporary license, it's like people they waste money or we still they get problem. What we do now, we begin licensing by calendar. If you license in December, you license they expire December back next year. You know, for now we're able to try for solve some of this problem no more. You know, so that they will let for the embarrassed, but up to now, the same thing they happen.
Okay,
then,
Senesie.
People, that's the one thing. That's just the one thing, please.
Okay.
Then trucks them. If actually they want to get rid of them trucks, them bus, the way they cause them too much accident here. One of the projects where I be proposed before I left, I tell them say, all trucks and bus for they go for fitness every 6 months. If you then do that, they believe in me, you go see how the accidents will be increased. But how you go license truck for 1 year, you understand? Where at the end, because the man not go for go road transport again, they not go for check again. So they continue for calls, you know, every side don't wear out. So me, I wanted to reverse that particular thing. Let them begin license all the trucks and buses for six months. Every 6 months, if we go renew license, so you go do fitness. I believe sedan they go work. You go see how they go minimize some of their road crashes here. I can stop here so far.
All right, thank you very much. I want to come in with Mr. Foday. Mr. Foday, you don't hear a lot with Senesie don't talk. Waiting you want for add or waiting you want for subtract?
Waiting Senesie talk. Actually, it hit on some of the problems there where the road transport they face, and for actually road safety, let hold water and then let be successful naturally. Me feel say certain institutions and the government get for to their own clear cut. Now here you operate, now this is operate. Because like, for example, okay, road transport they're there for issue lighting to drivers there and motorcar there, fitness. They collect this money. They put on the road fund. At that time, maybe they now every 2 weeks now we will deposit now the road fund. But now at that time, SLRA now them may control the road fund because SLRA now then they make now then they mark. They get the responsibility for mark for those street markings there. So we can get problems because the drivers there or the passengers there they don't know nothing. Now on road transport they can for the look, all the money they give, nothing on they will not do this, will not do that. They people realize it. SRA now they for do road marking. Okay, if government don't have for make sure say it's like city council they get the responsibility because when you talk about road, when you talk about stakeholders there. City council they say now they get the council now therefore collect the money there. We say motorcar they park. The money not for go now road transport. Driver thing and then say, oh this is our parking. Now we collect this money. So if we actually see let the road safety work very well naturally. Government for car inside because most of these functions there where the institutions there they overlap each other. City council, SRA, road transport, insurance people there. Then in fact they just for collect money. They know they actually participate for most of the sensitization what they do. You see? So Mr. Senesie touched on some of the things there. You see? Not to because this is rainy season. If you only see the output, I will talk a lot wait. Let the rainy season pass. Then we will do that. I remember once of them where they for them their way for road marking. Or go to Salone Road Authority, they say where they want paint where they last longer. Because the paint where they get, as they put on the tire, it met commodity. Over 1 year, will not be able to do anything. Then the habit again, because road transport, they erect some not a building. Some places they for let passengers they to map for wait for motorcar. Like if they start at Port Calabator, they can eastern part of Traitor. People the way they did around that area, they said the place give to trade as a for cancer cookery. People they know they sit down there. We at that time also we try for sale. Law mark who said private motorcar to map, who said government bus go to map because you know we provide, you know we give ticket license to motorcar there, wherein they not get place for park. At that time, we'll get traffic wardens there. Because if they park wrongly, they block traffic or they obstruct traffic. Council forgive them, traffic warden forgive them ticket. But no, right now, a lot of members who say actually will do road marking for let government buses to map if they want drop passenger or for pick passenger, or if they town service bus there and taxi. So if Freetown, the way they plan for me, it's not plan well because the street is very small. We want motorcar to map here, the other one will go to map here and the traffic they obstruct. And then these people they pay money because they take license for the motorcar there, and then they will give them license. Road safety actually a small problem as well. If we say we look into it, we'll compare to other areas like America or London, how things they go on, a problem because of we get small street there, and then see like that man with the London where you talk about slab they know they, of course, slab they know they, because people that remove the slab, they will put dirty. You see, this attitude where me and Mr. Aroun they talk about, they will put dirty inside this water the way water for go, they place park, they place block like that, then what did happen? Flooding they take place. And then if we allow water for create a road, if the water don't create a road for insects, what did happen? They tar, they come out. And we try for access again. The one where they make this road here, how thickness is the tar? If now 1 or 2, they put better materials there for let the tar hold the ground good way. Now God no more sabi. So attitude, but let's say to continue, go far for minimize road accidents. Yes, even we take loudspeaker, we pass all around Freetown and the Boken and McKinney, if we not change our attitude, and then if we're planning not there, it will be a problem.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Foday Sesay. And I think now we go try for round up today on program. Yes, Aroun, waiting go be. Yes, Aroun, waiting go be you own side for today because we get for the subsequent interviews them, then we go the whole program on that one then they waiting go be your last word for today. Yes, sir.
You know, when I listen to the last 3 people, well, Mr. Foday been on there already, Senesie and Benty, you learn a lot more. You learn a lot more of kind of the complicated network where they involve with road system and asylum. Benson talk about, road congestion as well. They talk about then slap them with, if you see all that go in road maintenance, you talk about the lack of maintenance, and that now a major problem because no matter how beautiful the road they look or where they go, if we not maintain them, I don't know, it go be a problem. Oh, the other thing where Benson mentioned where catch me mind, where strike me mind now, a question where you ask the major, but them net where they drive, then light them big floodlight the way beam people cars and can beam the light. What I learned from Benson now that maybe not to maybe people don't do this intentionally all the time because the roads they not get light, and so the driver wants suicide they go. So he said that some of them can mount them what he call floodlights. They make a begin saying, oh, maybe this not reason. So you see all of that. I don't know how much the road authorities they involved with road lights then at the road or maybe in a National Power Authority, the responsibility that Senesie also come and mention. But I know you get a lot from Senesie. Saying a kind of expert in that area where it all work. You talk about continuity projects that will be on there. You see all them things and they are involved with too. If somebody gets some project where it be on design in left arm, and honestly say because that person they don't go get through that in the dustbin. And you also mentioned about the conflict where we can see when it comes to traffic police, them want get what they call traffic warden, city council police, they all their interest and they all know they help for make the road network safe. The road authority can be just this institution where they look at the problems the way road network gets in Sierra Leone. But when it comes for make sure say all of that work, they are limited. They kind of hamstrung. They need to get the support from a lot of other institutions or other stakeholders including governments. You have also mentioned, somebody mentioned, Mr. Sesay mentioned about, political parties and governments, no one gets people off the road, we know they maintain the roads, all of that. I think a lot more the way we get for look at, and also, but you talk about people, you say you talk to somebody about the kind of vehicle way, Senesie also mentioned about getting them for go through 6-month period for go see how effective, how good they are for roadworthiness. All anything that we need for look at them. Not one institution will be responsible for all of that. I think say now a very broad and complicated kind of network problem we'll get with the road system. Now that I just learned by listening to Benson, Senesie, and Mr. Sesay again.
Yeah, definitely. After listening to all these things the way come, you see, say the problem, it look get Boku subsidiaries them we attached to them, but definitely we go to try we level best as they come with the other subsequent programs them for handle them. Yes, Mr. Foday Sesay, waiting will be your word for today as the end of this particular segment na the program.
Thank you very much. I just want me family then. Both Naya and the one that were there, Africa. This not rainy season time. Speed is not fine. Instead, it's better for you run slowly, you arrive with peace, than you end up in pieces. That is if it's speed. And then, like we one of the main man, we Pakolo Kele talk, he say, motorcar. What they drive? Now a moving coffee or casket. Either it take you to your destination where you run small, or you end up for crash. And now the motorcar who they drive now Africa when rainy season time. We will say they must break one thing where the motorcar is stop. The be so. Now, for me, you brake is good, your tires are very good, and then prepare ahead for let you stop. No mass brake automatically, we will see the motor car will stop, it not will stop. That, if we all take that into consideration, will reduce speed. Then we know with the read, because road, as soon as you don't sit down inside motor car, you drive, the road will become a book. Now, a book. Because you read the signs there, the traffic signs there, the pedestrians there. So when you read that book there, lay your attention all the day. Let your mobile phone. Mobile phone will cause accidents. Even if, like me, as I go into the motor car, I turn the mobile phone off because it will distract and it can lead to accidents. Now that's still what I get from my family.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, Senesie Brima. Your final word for this one.
Family, before I give me last word, I just want to say something. Very recently, I think you'll be seen at this program. The road transport, the traffic department, they celebrate Road Safety Week. About 3 times now, they celebrate this particular Road Safety Week, and they remind them of something. One thing. When they work for any institution, where they not appreciate you, they not appreciate your efforts. Now a very big disaster. The one the way they be now the more they careless. We will get 2 traffic wardens who lost their life in active service through road accidents. They get memorial service, they get this, just they make flyers, make t-shirts, this, that. They not ever remember them 2 traffic wardens they will get we die along the Bukenema highway, go for go doing work. Now, in one day, inside the motorcar somersault. Then we get TW32, where SF begin na that Low Star highway, he gets accident, somebody can bang out his bike, he died. I believe say if na make to the talk as you know, na make we see the police there with the name let them say look trouble there and they go there for go there because they know see when they go, you understand, when are the job they do, anything happen then they get the government in back or they get the institution in back. So I believe say that one of the things and the way they affect footballers the way they do the job because they know say we see die don't done. No port didn't remember you get so tell you but the thing after the everything is over. I see the ring down. You see, the management they read this. I see the ring down at the end that next year, please let them remember them two fellows here. Where now road safety officers they die through accident. Then they remember them two people here. So that they are with less then go able to do their work actively. They go do them without no fear. Then the other thing I want to talk when they talk about fog lights, no this side, where people they drive with fog lights, the people don't even know the road sign. So I they will know when for use fog lights or not. So they not happy. They just they go to driving license. You don't put one program now where they ask simple question for them drivers. They are in a BBC one program they will be here.
BBC Media Action.
BBC Media fine. Then they interview them. What is this? He say this why I didn't say you know for park now or you for go far. You know it was really disgraceful. He asked I get driving license. So maybe this is the last one we talk to the director. I tell her now come with driving schools, empower the driving schools, make this driving license independent. Let people go through driving schools and get them driver's license. You can road transport, people they for say the license permit for you. People they get their commission. That's what you take for empower the private sectors. You know, understand? You empower the driving schools there. Make people they can open driving schools there. Where people they go through them. So that we will see how we will minimize this road accident. But if we not empower those driving schools, we will not create driving schools in the country. Believe me, at the same time, road transport not going to do all they do fitness, they issue driver's license, they examine drivers, they examine vehicles. It's not going to do all things. Nobody can take monopoly over road safety. It's not then at the wall. No side, not then at the wall. This small side over there, which small village are we there, waiting me the scene now. You know the able. You go do your fitness other side, you come, you get without the due license. Then people then they way they entrust where they don't do your fitness. Them believe they say they know to do bad job. When you come in, they can't give you license. As long as you don't pass, you don't fulfill the terms and conditions. So let we try for do that. They don't continue for the ring and then big people there. Instead of hearing say, we're not glad the way we brothers and sisters they die on a road. They die, you know. Look, the accident the way they have better way the accidents and the way just the witness. So that's what they say. From the one way they listen to it. You when they out here, we get a very big role for play. Now we are with the play so. You self coming, you come on board and give me your way how we want for look we will affect this road accident in our country. We don't get 5 roads there now, but now the road accident don't increase. Why? No road marking, no road sign. You see? So till next week, I say tata.
Thank you very much, Senesie Brima. Thank you, Aroun. Thank you, Mr. Foday. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.